Hello everybody, this is post-editing Uppish, and just to let you guys know, originally this was just going to be a simple little Skinwalker horror story video, but I decided to turn it into a horror video, like a horror topic video, like a half sort of reading off horror stories, the other half watching scary videos. So the audio quality is going to be worse in this beginning clip than in the rest of the video. So yeah, I'll let you all get to the actual part of the video, so see you then. This was posted on svltnation.com. 12 people tell their terrifying encounters with Navajo skinwalkers. However, I will only be telling you guys a couple of these stories, so let's begin. Lionel Lucy is watching me. My grandmother on my mother's side has always been very superstitious, for lack of a better word. She's not religious, but she does believe in a lot of paranormal stuff. Her mother was full-blooded Navajo, and her father was Irish. Either way, she'd never been anywhere east of Montana, and she grew up in Nevada. One year, when I was in grade school, we went to visit her. Most of the visit was pretty uneventful, typical boring old people stuff, except she always kept her curtains drawn shut and would always peek out the window, and when someone asked what she was doing, she would simply reply, Lucy is watching me. This went on for nearly the entire visit until a few days before we were due to leave. My grandmother and my then baby brother, he's 19 now, were in the front yard that evening, planting flowers, when all of a sudden my grandmother starts shouting, insert little brother's name here, get away from that creature, it's not safe. Of course, being in Nevada, we all assumed that my brother had found a scorpion or a rattlesnake, so we all run outside to see my grandmother clutching my little brother and shaking in terror against the side of the house. Standing out in the yard was a large, black, Great Dane-sized dog. It was staring at my grandmother with an intensity I'd never seen before. It looked up at us, gave a little huff, and bounded off. I don't remember if it moved unusually fast or not, but do remember it had really deep yellow eyes. When my mother asked my grandmother what had happened, she kept repeating, the Yanald Lucy has found me. She moved a couple of weeks after that. Well, that was weird. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are big freaking dogs that aren't just Great Danes or St. Bernards. Oh well, that was pretty interesting. Let's go on to the next one. 2 on the res, alone at night. My uncle and cousin saw a large deer on the side of the road. When they got closer, it hopped over the fence like a bipedal man. One time driving back from Gallup, my dad saw an old Navajo woman walking on the side of the road, and when he slowed to offer her a ride, she took off into the plains quickly within human speed. Once when I was a kid, my family was at my aunt's house, which is in a rural, secluded area, when we were toyed with by a few entities. They would make animal noises, and when we looked to the direction from which the noises were coming from, they would turn a flashlight on and off. The noises would come from all directions, in increasingly shorter succession. Usually when I'm there, on our reservation visiting alone at night, I will feel the presence of evil and dread. Panic and paranoia will wash over me, and as suddenly as it comes, it will leave. It moved like a toy rocking horse. My uncle is Mexican and Native American. This happened in the Mojave Desert in Southern California. He was driving around with his girlfriend late at night, and they saw something that looked like a huge black dog on the side of the road. He slowed down and the dog began crossing the road. Instead of walking like a normal dog would, this thing moved like a toy rocking horse. It said it stopped in the middle of the road and stared right at them, and its eyes had a red glow. My uncle is the most cool person I know, and it scared the crap out of him. You know what? I think that was enough of the scary skinwalker stories. Why don't we watch a couple scary videos instead now? That way we can do something even creepier. Because it's actually, believe it or not, close to midnight. This is scary videos to watch late at night. This was posted 1 month ago by Slapped Ham. I will leave a link down in the description. I think we'll only watch a couple of these video clips. So, again, let us begin.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. The following scary videos are perfect to watch at night time. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content just like this.
Ooh, that was cool.
This video begins with eerie nighttime footage of a hunting stakeout. While these videos are routinely uneventful, this footage is an exception. Watching closely, you'll see a large dark figure emerge from the bushes.
Oh, what is that
One's
thing?
first instinct is to assume the figure to...
What the heck is that thing? It's moving really quickly. I don't know if a person could move that quick, and it looks like it's on a hillside too.
be a relatively medium-sized bear, but this is immediately disproven when it begins to alternate its odd walking pattern. Going from all fours to leaping around on its hind legs, the figure begins to more closely resemble a gorilla, or something more humanoid at least. There's no plausible explanation for an escaped gorilla to have appeared stalking around the woods, but this explanation is more comforting than the alternative. A closer inspection of video zoomed in reveals the creature's face to be unsettling. While the creature's distinct features remain indistinguishable, the outline does not resemble that of the common gorilla.
Do you see that, guys? Do you see that? Look at it. I mean, in this exact, frame here, you can see that its mouth is open with its tongue hanging out. That's weird looking. I don't know how to explain it. It kind of looks like, a human with a black cap on. But it also, to me, kind of looks more like it has the features of a gorilla I've possibly seen in the past. I don't remember which one, though. Believe it or not, gorillas have many different facial features. Gorillas don't all look alike. They look similar, but not all alike. I've seen gorillas that actually do kind of have a similar head structure to that.
The figure's odd gait, coupled with the outline of odd features, makes this video all the more disturbing. As a viewer, one feels thankful that they're not the ones left out alone at night with this odd creature. There are a plethora of scary videos online detailing inexplicable phenomena, but this video, uploaded by YouTube channel Ordina Hazuba, presents one of the more obvious pieces of evidence of potential supernatural activity. The user noticed that stuffed toys in his spare room kept being scattered inexplicably around the room. He often heard strange noises in his house and saw objects moving on their own, so he finally decided to film the events. The video begins with the user recording a table in his spare room. Scattered on the floor near the table are a handful of stuffed bears. The user goes on to explain that they had all originally been placed on the table, only when he would return to the spare room he would find them scattered on the floor once again. While explaining this in detail to the viewer, the video focuses on the one lone bear left on the table. The user laments that he doesn't know what's going on in his own home and that he finds it to be very odd. As he continues to explain the odd situation he's found himself in, the user and viewer are able to see the disturbing phenomenon firsthand. as the sole remaining bear is pulled back off the table onto the floor by an inexplicable force.
Really strange, man. Just really, really strange, man.
The user then verbalizes exactly what the viewer is thinking as he says, "What the hell was that?"
Do people not realize that stuffed toys fall over on their own constantly? I have a freaking Pikachu doll or stuffed Pikachu plush that's stuffed a little too thick, I think, or with a really hard material. I can barely get that thing to stay propped up on its own for the life of me. And it's the same with any other freaking stuffed toys. They fall over on their own constantly. I mean, if you look at the freaking, I think that's a monkey with the yellow clothing on it. I mean, if you look at the butt of that monkey, it's really freaking around. And how the hell, look at all this stuff. How the hell are they gonna, the only one that I think would probably stay on its own is probably the koala. There on the floor, if that is a koala. Really? They're stuffed toys. Come on, people. Oh my gosh, my stuffed toys fell over unexplainedly. Isn't it true that, have you never heard of the domino effect? When one thing falls over, the rest of them do. That's just a thing that happens in nature.
Wasting no time, the user takes off, running away from the room as the footage cuts out. It's clear from the viewer's perspective that there's nothing touching the bear, and that it was neither knocked over nor did it fall on its own. What is depicted in the footage is a stuffed bear being pulled back forcefully by forces unknown.
What the hell was that?
St. Augustine is one of the oldest and most...
Just to let you know, he was putting words into the viewer's mouth. It looked like the bear fell over on its own to me. This video is 11 videos that are low-key terrifying by Chills. You guys might not know who Chills is, but here's a reminder. Do you guys remember Burger King foot lettuce?
Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus, but as it turns out, that might be what you get. A 4chaner uploaded a photo anonymously to the site showcasing his feet in a plastic bin of lettuce with the statement, "This is the lettuce you eat at Burger King." Admittedly, he had shoes on, but that's even worse.
Well, this is that guy. This video was made by that guy, the guy that made the Burger King foot lettuce video. I bet he hadn't been able to live that down for months after he posted that video. Believe it or not, I watched that video right after it went up. I didn't find it too strange, but apparently everybody else did, so I couldn't help but realize how strange it was myself. So yeah, that's a funny little laugh to have. But without further ado, let's just play the video.
Sometimes I find the most terrifying videos might take a moment for the fear to set in, but when it does, it hits twice as hard. Number 11. A YouTuber named Sean Daywood is playing outside with his younger friend Ryan when a stranger comes out of the woods, and instead of ordering them off of her property, she demands they come closer to her. Here, she holds onto Ryan's arm and pulls him in when he tries to resist her grip. A much larger man comes out of the woods and backs up his wife. Then the woman turns around and simply says, "Come on," as if she expects Sean to follow. When he says no, she makes it clear that she will take him by force.
What do you mean now? You want me to fight you?
Sean tries to assert his right to leave, and she tells him that he is basically being held against his will.
We're leaving right now. Come on, Ryan. He's not leaving.
When she gets within grabbing distance, Sean feels completely overwhelmed, and he and Ryan run. Who even knows what these adults were up to, or if they were even the property owners in the first place? For all we know, they could have been random strangers looking to do who knows what in the middle of the woods. Number
Oh, hell no. No, 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 no. I'd be killing somebody. If that was my nephew CJ, those people would not have hands. I would have broke their arms beneath... Did you guys see all the huge rocks underneath their feet? Those would be great for breaking limbs. I would have been chucking those big rocks like there's no freaking tomorrow. One in one hand, one in the other, just tossing them at them. Absolutely I would... Ooh, hell no. Never ever would that happen with me. Kind of makes me want to get pepper spray, but I'm pretty sure being technically having a disability makes it to where I can't carry a weapon as far as I'm aware. So, yeah.
Number 9. A YouTube channel called Finsk Dashcam is simply a collection of videos from a person's drive to and from work. One upload has thousands more views than any other because of how creepy it is, and also because it's difficult to come up with a satisfying way to explain it. So Finsk is driving to work when someone forces him to the other lane. As he's getting closer, he discovers it's an older woman standing in his lane. She remains suspended in this position and does not so much as turn her head to acknowledge him. In fact, we never see her face at all. Does she even have one? Light snow covers the cars, but does not cover her, so she could have not been standing here for long. Still, it is very cold out, and yet not once do I see any indication of her breath. Is she alive? A ghost? Finsk slows down, and I want to say he helps her, but the video ends before we get a chance to really see. This was made in 2017, and no update has been provided, so I guess what happened next will have to stay a mystery. Number 8.
Obviously, she's alive, you dimwit. I don't mean to insult someone's intelligence, but just freaking obviously this person is alive. If she wasn't alive, if she was dead, she'd be laying on the ground. Humans, I'm pretty sure, at least 99% of all humans die lying down. Or at least if they die standing up, they fall over immediately. You know why? Because you become heavy when you die. You get heavier when you die. Get it? It doesn't work that way. You don't die standing up. You're not light when you die. Your weight collapses in on yourself when you die. There's nothing holding you together. The sinews in your body, all of the flesh, when that dies, you lose all control. Even there's flesh. You know what moves your bones? Your bones can't move on their own. There's flesh in between the bones. Flesh and cartilage between the bones. And that's what moves the bones. Which means... literally, when you die, you just fall over. There is no standing up dead. So, yes, she's alive. No duh.
Video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1. A paranormal investigator named Jeff Stetik's world walks into an abandoned house through a door that was kicked open long ago. An old woman once lived here, and all of her possessions are still inside, mostly various clothing items and trinkets, and quite a few photos. He is looking at 2 black and white pictures of a boy, perhaps a grandchild or a son, when he hears a faint sound coming from further down the hall.
What was that?
He detects nothing with his untrained eye, but as his camera adjusts to the darkness, it does pick up a small outline pressed up against the wall. Perhaps the very same boy in the pictures he was just observing. All of this escapes him as he calmly exits, completely unaware of the boy cloaked darkness just one room away. These videos will fill you with
Creepy! That was so creepy. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully you have got... Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully you have all enjoyed. That was so freaking creepy. So creepy. That last one was actually like... I would be freaking scared of seeing some kid standing in, like, wedging themselves in the corner of a wall, just in the dark, in the middle of some random apartment. I wouldn't be there in that random apartment in the first place. You're not going to get me going anywhere near abandoned buildings. I find abandoned buildings terrifying, mostly because I know what living things in there could actually kill me and terrify the hell out of me. I'd never go to abandoned buildings, by the way, guys. Never go to abandoned buildings. That's bad. You should never do that. It is dangerous inside of abandoned buildings. For all you know, that the abandoned building's abandoned because it's not safe to be in there anymore, and it could collapse in on you. Never do it. Never. But, yeah, that was creepy as hell. That last one is the one that got me. And my bedroom is dark. My bedroom door is open right now. I always leave my bedroom door open. It's dark in there, but I know nobody's in there because I always check my crap. There is not a single soul in this apartment besides me. I know that for a fact. And if there is actually somebody else in here, well then, I'm probably gonna beat the ever-living snot out of them. But they're not. There's nobody in here. Nobody. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. And if you want to see more of these things, please give it some support. Hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're brand new. And without further ado, I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.